Hello and welcome to Ani Short Stories. I hope you enjoy this story. I'm going to try and upload a new story each day. The Case of the Flickering Firefly. In the labyrinthine depths of the whispering woods, where gnarled branches twisted like the fingers of some ancient, forgotten deity, a peculiar phenomenon pierced the velvet shroud of night. Fireflies, those ephemeral lanterns of the forest, flashed not in their usual seductive cadence, but in a frantic, disjointed rhythm. It was as if the woods themselves were whispering a plea for help, a distress signal woven into the luminescent dance of these tiny creatures. And into this enigma stepped Holly Arnold, a detective whose youth belied a mind as sharp as a freshly honed blade. Holly was no stranger to the peculiarities of the natural world. At 24, she had already earned a reputation in her small town for solving cases that left seasoned officers scratching their heads. Her auburn hair caught the last rays of twilight as she arrived at the ranger station, summoned by a breathless call about a missing camper. The ranger, a grizzled man named Tompkins, met her with a furrowed brow. "Dr. Elias Finch," he said, his voice rough as the bark of the oaks surrounding them. "Entomologist, been gone over a day, last seen near his campsite, studying those damn fireflies." Holly nodded, her hazel eyes glinting with curiosity. "And the fireflies? Anything unusual?" Tompkins hesitated, then gestured toward the woods. "See for yourself, they're acting strange." She followed him into the forest, where the air hung heavy with the scent of damp earth and pine. Night had fully descended, and the fireflies emerged in droves, their lights punctuating the darkness. But this was no ordinary display. The flashes came in bursts, short, sharp flickers followed by prolonged glows, then silence, only to repeat again. It wasn't the gentle pulsing she'd seen on summer evenings past. It was urgent, desperate. "Distress," she murmured, her breath fogging in the cool air. "They're signaling distress." Tompkins raised an eyebrow. "You think bugs can call for help, not for themselves," Holly replied, her mind already racing. "For someone else." She set up camp near Finch's last known location, a clearing strewn with the detritus of scientific inquiry, a crumpled tent, a spilt thermos, and a notebook splayed open like a wounded bird. The fireflies swarmed here, their lights casting eerie shadows across the page. Holly retrieved the notebook, her fingers brushing against damp paper as she scanned Finch's meticulous scrawl. July 14th, breakthrough. The Fortress variant reacts to sonic frequencies. Prototype emitter successful, synchronized flashing achieved. Next step, test range and complexity. A sonic emitter. Holly's pulse quickened. She rummaged through the campsite and found it a sleek, handheld device with a dial and a speaker, half buried under a pile of leaves. Could this be the key? She flicked it on, and the fireflies responded instantly, their flashing intensifying into a hypnotic rhythm. She sat cross-legged on the ground, the device humming faintly in her lap, and watched. The pattern emerged after minutes of observation. 3 short flashes, 3 long, 3 short. Toss. A universal cry for help etched in light. "Finch is alive," she whispered, a thrill coursing through her. "And he's using the fireflies to tell us." But where was he? The wood stretched endlessly in every direction, a maze of shadows and secrets. Holly turned the emitter's dial, testing frequencies, and the fireflies shifted again. Now the pattern changed, less chaotic, more deliberate. She grabbed her own notebook, scribbling the sequence, short, long, short, long, long, short, short, long. It wasn't random. It was code. Her mind worked, piecing together the puzzle. Morse code beyond SOS. She translated the flashes, her pen flying across the page. C of V. Ave. Then a second word, WATERFLL. Waterfall. "The cascade," she said aloud, leaping to her feet. She knew the spot, a thundering waterfall a mile north, its cliffs riddled with hidden crevices. The fireflies seemed to agree, their lights clustering toward that direction as if urging her onward. Holly plunged into the woods, her flashlight cutting through the undergrowth. The terrain grew treacherous, roots snagged at her boots, and branches clawed at her jacket, but she pressed on, guided by the flickering beacons above. The roar of the waterfall grew louder, a relentless drumbeat in the night, until she burst into a clearing where mist hung like a veil. There, nestled behind a curtain of vines, was a cave mouth. The fireflies swarmed at its entrance, their distress signal now a blazing chorus. Holly ducked inside, her flashlight illuminating damp walls and the faint echo of dripping water. She called out, "Dr. Finch." A groan answered her, weak but unmistakable. Deeper in, she found him, Elias Finch, sprawled against a boulder, his leg pinned by a slab of rock. His face was pale, streaked with dirt, but his eyes lit up at the sight of her. "You saw it," he rasped, clutching the emitter's twin in his trembling hand. "The signal." Holly knelt beside him, assessing the situation with calm precision. "Hold on, I've got you." With a grunt of effort, she levered the rock aside, freeing his leg. Finch winced, but managed a grateful nod as she helped him stand, supporting his weight on her shoulder. Together, they hobbled out of the cave, the fireflies parting like a luminous tide. Back at the ranger station, Finch recounted his tale over a steaming mug of coffee. He'd been testing the emitter in the cave when a tremor destabilized the rock, trapping him. Desperate, he'd adjusted the device to broadcast a distress signal through the fireflies, praying someone would notice their altered dance. "I didn't think it'd work," he admitted, a wry smile tugging at his lips. "What you, Detective Arnold, you're a marvel." Holly grinned, brushing a strand of hair from her face. "Just listening to what the woods had to say." As dawn broke over the whispering woods, the fireflies dimmed, their frantic flashing giving way to a serene glow. The mystery was unraveled, the camper saved, and Holly Arnold's legend grew a little brighter, proof that even in the smallest flickers of light there lay clues to the grandest of truths. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this story. Please don't forget to like, and even better, like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and I hope you have had or have a great day.